Hi, this is Lane from Cajun Sports Radio, and I'm about to give you the replay of yesterday's episode, Monday 11/26. Or before that, I'm going to give you the headlines of today. A big headline here in Louisiana is that Tulane, along with East Carolina, will join the Big East in 2014. It's big news. It's going to be a good thing for them, even if the Big East does lose that automatic bid starting next year with the BCS, losing big teams and the BCS being gone. UK hires Mark Stoops as its new coach. Mark Stoops, the brother of Bob Stoops, the head coach at Oklahoma. Coach O'Brien from Penn State says that he will remain at Penn State. Saints news: Zach Shreve, Corey White, and David Thomas were limited today in practice. And Saints defensive tackle Broderick Bunkley, I can never pronounce his name, will not face any suspensions following his ejection in Sunday's game against the 49ers. Last night, the Monday Night Football game ended in a win by Carolina 30-22 as Philadelphia extends its losing streak to 7 games. Michigan beat North Carolina State in college basketball 79-72. And at half right now, Indiana is beating North Carolina 46-37. So get on that, and it is Jimmy V week. I always like this. Big thing at ESPN. To donate, go to jimmyv.org or 1-800-4JimmyV. It's a cancer research center. This update was brought to you by cajunsportsradio.com. Go check it out. It is up and running. We're going to replay the episode from last night. But I will be here the whole time giving you updates and looking for any comments or questions during the show. Alright guys, thanks for listening, and here is Monday's episode. Once again presented by bestbikeatv.com. And go check out the new website, cajunsportsradio.com. Once again, this is last night's show, so you're going to hear things from last night. But thanks for listening. Wow, what a debacle yesterday in the Dome. San Francisco pummels the Saints. 2 pick sixes by Drew Brees really wrote the ticket, Dad. One before half, Saints are gaining some momentum, and you know what I'm talking about here.
Good morning, good day, everybody.
We kind of down and out here. We down and out.
I'm still. That one hurt, like, I'm still, I know we have to talk about it, but God dang, that loss hurt.
Well, we got a lot, and basically, I'm not going to lie, I did that low start on purpose just to show how down and out we are, but here's the thing.
Oh, wait, hold on, we're not live?
Yeah, we live.
Oh.
Be professional here.
Okay, I thought you was picking at me like you did the other night.
Here's the thing. Let's start from the beginning of the game. Things were going good. The offensive line was holding the Smith boys. We were up 14-7. We pick off Colin Kaepernick towards the end of the half. Get the ball. Breeze throws it deep to Devery Henderson. Devery Henderson's feet weren't in bounds. It was an awesome catch, wasn't it, Dad? But his feet weren't in bounds.
Very good catch. It was very good.
Next play, pick six. And I mean, it was just a dagger. And I said what had happened, and you agreed with me, Dad, that was it. It took the momentum. You're already playing it.
It's like it just took the air out of it. It's just, you know, it either goes your way or not. A few other games been going our way. This game did not go our way. And I don't want to hear everybody say, oh, the referee was horrible. The
Actually,
oh, man, I don't want to
we
hear
only
all
had
that.
2 penalties.
It wasn't the best referee, but we just lost, plain and simple. But it's just a horrid loss. I got to get over it. That's just, I had a lot of injuries. We'll talk more about that after a while. That had a key part of that too. There when we lost, or when he broke his leg, or what the first half. Even Bree said that, but it don't matter, you know. I don't know. It was just a bad loss.
Which he held his own. You know, the backup offensive lineman that I cannot think of his name. And, you know, we were holding Alden Smith.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden they switched him to the other side, which I knew in that second half when he started coming, I said it's over with. When he got in. Let's go ahead and read some quick stats of this game here. How about Colin Kaepernick, though? San Francisco had one of the longest drives this year. They had a 9.5-minute drive, y'all.
They were fixing to pull him, Lane. When he threw that interception, they were pulling him. You know that. They were pulling him. Then I'll be dog right after that. We throw it. Then they keep him in after the second half, and he went wide open.
Well, that's the thing.
They was ready to come in.
And by the way, he's pissed. I watched a lot of TV today and listened to a lot of radio last night. From what I heard, word on the street is he wasn't happy that he wasn't starting. But he ain't gonna lie, Kaepernick is the real deal. I completely agree with Harbaugh. I would start Kaepernick. Dad, they had a 9.5-minute drive from the end of the third quarter. That's what ended it for us. Because you remember we scored that touchdown to get back within 7. It was 21-28. They get the ball back, Dad, and burn 9, and it was the longest drive of the year this year. 9.5 minutes.
Oh. They ate the clock up.
Correct. It killed our defense.
Oh yeah, it just I don't know. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened.
Here's your stat pack. This is brought to you by the way, the brand new cajunsportsradio.com. It will be up sometime tonight. It's not up now, y'all. Bear with me. It is awesome. On this new cajunsportsradio.com, we have YouTube videos. I didn't even get a chance to tell you this, Dad. I got YouTube videos on there. I have a way that you can ask questions on the site, and it pop up on the show. Oh, yeah, it's the real deal. YouTube videos, we're going to have photos from games. It's awesome. Good. We're going to do updates from games on there where you can be more interactive with us, Dad and I, and it's the real deal. No more blogspot.com. It's just cajunsportsradio.com. We now own that domain name, Dad, so we're moving up in the world. But let's get back to business here in this big old Monday. Total yards, Pop. San Francisco, 375. New Orleans, 290. Here's the dagger to me. Third down. You know we've been doing good on third down.
Oh, we were doing very good on third down.
Well, listen to how we did yesterday.
Oh, I know.
San Francisco went 6 for 13. We only went 3 for 11, Pop. 3 for 11.
That don't make no sense. We had the break. Whole different ball game after we threw the. I'm telling you, that had a lot to do with it. I wouldn't. I know it was a game, but me personally, I would have ran time off the clock, try to get in the field goal range, kick it, go in the house. That's what I would do. Here we go,
and I'm ready to argue with you on air about this. I'm ready for the public. I'm ready for the public to see that I'm right. Here we go. 25 seconds, Dad. Mm-hmm. We were not averaging but 2 yards a carry when we ran the ball. 25 seconds. We were all the way back in our territory. We weren't in field goal range at the time.
I know. But we should have just got out of it and went into the locker room and be glad because they got the ball back. You know who you playing. We weren't playing the Raiders.
No. Hold on. You say that, but I would have been one of the first ones, and you would have been. I'll tell you what, if Henderson would have caught that pass, would you have said, "Oh, they should have ran the ball"?
Oh no,
no. No, it was the right play call. They were trying to get a field goal. I do not disagree with what they were trying to do.
No,
I'll put it all on Breeze. That was just a bad throw, and I'm not saying, "Oh, Breeze this, Breeze that." You know what the problem is, and Dad, I think you're gonna agree with me.
We got buried too early.
Well, exactly. This is another example of us not being able to do anything without Breeze. Right. If Breeze has a bad game, we lose. You know, that's just all it is to it. Breeze is the team.
That catch up, like you tried to talk to me last night about. We're always trying to play catch up. We dug ourselves a hole at 0-4. You know.
Well, then I wrote a column about this on cajunsportsradio.com, which will be available later tonight. We had the easy part of our schedule, right, at the beginning of the year.
Yep.
You expect to at least go 2-2, 3-1. Now was when we were supposed to start losing some games.
Right.
But we put ourselves in a spot. Look what we got to do, man. And then we thought that we was going. You realize San Francisco, we played the best defense we played all year last night. Then you got to go play that Atlanta defense. That ain't no joke. And then I don't know if anybody caught that Sunday night game last night, but then you got to go play the Giants.
They're wide open, I'll tell you what. But what happened? I know that we want to talk about college first. I know we'll talk more NFL after a while. But
No. We on pro right now.
Ooh, that shocked me, that game last night there. Woo!
Just to, not to throw things off, no, we are talking pro right now. This is the opening segment of pro. But, yeah, you know what it was, Dad? And
the Giants getting hot again. Here we go, like last year. They got hot at the right time.
That and they finally had a bye week. They were burnt out from the hurricane. And
that had a lot to do with it, my boy.
And you know what's crazy? They just started to talk about the hurricane on ESPN. Yeah, it should be. I've been saying that for weeks. But I'm going to tell you something. You look at the NFL, just when you think everybody thought that Green Bay was the best team right now, another team falls. Everybody thought that the Saints were getting hot and real heavy. We fell. We still have it. It's not over with, people. It's believe me. I looked at it real well yesterday. 9-7 is probably gonna get you in with the way it looks.
Yeah.
But I don't think we can go 9-7 in this environment, Dad. I really don't. I don't think we can do that.
No. Let's face the facts. Let's just face the facts. There, I don't think. I could read some articles, but I'm not going to do all that. But you always have the critics, and you have this and you that. But one guy said, "Let's face it." You have to face the facts. The Saints are not good enough, and this is New Orleans now saying this. The Saints ain't good enough. They're not physical enough right now, especially for back from 5-5 after digging themselves again. Like Lane says, he keeps saying after digging yourself a 0-4 start. You know how hard that is to come back at 0-4. Think about this: 0-4. Then you got to start winning in the NFL.
I have a. As soon as you're done with your rant, Dad, keep going. I'm enjoying this. I have as a little. Drew
Brees is good. Good. I tip my hat off for Colston trying to catch that wild pass he threw. Thank God he didn't break his neck.
You're right. You're exactly right.
I tell you what, Colston, when they brought him to the locker room, they heard him. He took a lick. Oh man, he took a lick. And that's Drew Brees again. And I love him to death. The best quarterback. It's always on his shoulders all the time. Me personally, if that would have been me yesterday, it was working. After a while, the third quarter, we got some good running backs. We cannot, and I repeat, cannot play a team like San Francisco and keep throwing in there. And I told you that, and that's what they did.
I don't mean to keep going against you. I don't mean to keep trying to argue with you, but we try. I mean, you're playing the best front four in football. You're not going to run all over them. When we didn't, they stopped the run in the first half. We tried running the ball in the first. We were down by 14 points so quick, and you can't rely on the run when you're down by that many points.
Right.
I do agree.
It turned around so quick, Lane.
Mm-hmm.
It just turned around so quick.
You know what I agree with you on real quick? I agree that if we would have kept it close, say if we would have had the lead going in the half, the Saints would have probably made the running game work in the second half because they would have been able to wear that defense down. But it was too late. It was. Too late. I see what you're trying to say.
Bam, bam, bam. It was all over it.
By the way, I have a treat. For us. I think we need to hear this. This is the Drew Brees press conference from.
Okay, I didn't get to hear it, Lane. I didn't get to hear it yet.
It was a good treat. It was good. It was. I caught the end of it. Hell shot at me. This is a. I'm gonna play this one. I'm gonna play the Joe Vitt. Here we go. Drew Brees. Here we go.
Yeah, I felt like we played well enough to win in a lot of areas today. I felt like the defense played fantastic. I felt like special teams got a turnover, caused them to miss 2 field goals, 1 missed, 1 blocked. So there were opportunities there. Offensively, I felt like we moved the ball, well at times. 3rd down wasn't good enough. And then obviously, what's glaring is the two turnovers that resulted in touchdowns for them. That can't happen, especially the first one, the one right there at the end of the first half, where you're trying to go down and get something for your for your team, and you certainly can't give it to them inside of 30 seconds and let them get an easy one. Obviously, that was a big momentum swing. But despite all that, and then them coming out and going on a quick strike drive and taking the lead, and then it's 28-14 all of a sudden. We go right down the field, we score, we get it back to a 1-possession game, and then had really what I felt like were a lot of opportunities there offensively that we just weren't able to take advantage of.
Did you not see Brooks there?
Well, no, I saw him. I mean, he made a great play. He caught that thing on his fingertips. He dropped out and was trying to fit it in there to Jimmy, and he just made an extremely athletic play. I felt like a lot of that pressure started to come in the fourth quarter when we were in a down the field pass mode. I felt like prior to that, our guys really did a great job balancing it all out.
He's talking about the pass rush.
The run game, and then protection. And, we were able to get some balls down the field and get some big plays that helped with those scoring drives.
The fact that you guys have continued to go on right down several, does that make it doubly difficult message?
Well, it's not a good thing when your third right tackle goes down in the first quarter, but I felt like Will Robinson stepped in and did a great job. I felt like, our guys, our protection scheme, the Pete Carmichael, as a play caller now having to work that into your thought process, Aaron Cromer, making those adjustments, felt like we handled that very, very well, all things considered.
So on a long pass without intent, it looked like he had his arm around Warren and all that.
I couldn't see it from my vantage point. I just felt like we had a chance at a big play there. Not sure about who was grabbing him.
Falling back to 5 and 6 now, how slim is the margin for error moving forward with 5 games remaining?
Yeah, I mean it's we got to win, and it's all right there in front of us. So I firmly believe that if we take care of our business and just worry about ourselves, then things will happen the way that we envision, and we're going to have a chance at the end to get in. And we get in because we've rattled off a bunch of wins in a row, and we're playing like that.
Come on, Breeze, one game at a time.
We can be a great team.
Yep.
We understand the sense of urgency and the small margin for error at this point. Yeah, I mean, obviously that can't happen, because otherwise, you feel like, man, defense played great. They only gave up 17 points. They got a big turnover. They gave us a 2-minute opportunity.
All right, that's going.
First half.
I think that's about it. I'm not gonna listen to the whole thing, but
I forgot
basically,
last year we turned the ball over 5 times too when we played.
The way that.
yeah, I'm telling you.
Huh?
Oh yeah, and the thing is,
And all of a sudden, you
give me a second here to regroup.
That's what they thrive on. That's what they thrive on. So obviously those things can happen.
I mean, like I said, I hope all of y'all out there ain't blaming Drew Brees about this loss and this and that. I didn't say nothing about that. I didn't say nothing about Drew Brees. That's the only reason why where we at today, because of Drew Brees. But the poor just one. A quarterback's gonna make a bad decision. That's not why we lost the game, y'all. We ran out of gas. I don't know. It's hard to explain what I'm trying to talk about. They all out there working their butts off. It's one of them deals. Lane said it a week ago, last week, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. You get the breaks. When you get the breaks, it falls your way. They're all professionals. Any team could beat any team.
Mm-hmm.
On Sundays, when you get breaks, you win. Is that right, Lane?
It's completely right, because you look at them 2 pick sixes. If Breeze gets rid of the ball or maybe doesn't throw in that direction, who knows, man? We might have won by 14 points. You don't know.
Now you look at the other end. I'm not trying to pick on Cam Newton. It's if every week with him. And
which, by the way,
that's the difference.
Correct, and they kick off at 7. That's exactly the difference.
That's
and just a promo, just a reminder for the fans out there. 7:30, they kick off. No Michael Vick, so it's not really going to be a fun game tonight. It'll be Carolina, Philadelphia. Once again, no Michael Vick for Atlanta and no LaShawn McCoy. I'm sorry, Atlanta, Philadelphia. No LaShawn McCoy for Philadelphia either. So don't feel free to go to bed early tonight.
Can't pull this out tonight. Well, we can't say nothing. They beat us. But anyway, if Carolina can't do nothing tonight, there's something wrong. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. And like I said, feel free to go to bed early tonight.
Huh?
If NFL fans out there, don't feel bad to go to bed early tonight. It's one of those Sundays where you can definitely go to bed early, and you're not going to miss
Mondays.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. But anyway, I feel, Breeze feels bad. I didn't get to listen, and that's awesome for me today, not to listen to the Drew Brees. It's not. I was busy. It's not because they lost. I didn't want to listen to it. I wanted to. It's just Breeze is taking a lot on this one. I think. Explain to me that one.
Well, he knows, and as much as Breeze is our team, and here's my problem with this whole thing. One, we played the best defense we played all year yesterday.
That's right.
And I knew this. I knew this coming in.
Mm-hmm.
The problem that keeps happening when you have a weak defense and you have a running game that's shut down early is you win or you basically win by what your quarterback does. You look at teams out there like Pittsburgh, Baltimore, they can win when their quarterbacks still have bad games. We can't.
That's right.
Breeze has to. So we win or die by Breeze, and that's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Breeze, I know, Breeze lost this game. It's not just him. Breeze lost the game. And it's not just him as a whole, but it's the fact that our defense is not where these other defenses are, and the fact that our defense is a type of defense. Yeah, our defense is the type of defense that gets momentum from our offense. Yeah. And when we're making mistakes on offense, it's a dagger for the defense. And when Breeze makes mistakes like that, it puts us in a bind. And I'm not saying Breeze is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I'm just saying
it makes it bad, huh?
Yeah, because I would like to be like a Baltimore or a Chicago where, say, Jay Cutler could have a bad game and Chicago still win. But then again, you look at a team like last night. Green Bay's in the same boat. Rodgers got pummeled. Rodgers got destroyed. Rodgers couldn't do nothing, and guess what? Green Bay looked bad. Green Bay's the same thing. They win or die behind Aaron Rodgers.
It's true.
So there are other teams.
I never really thought about it like that, or you know, because you get all up in the hype and you know. And I think, poor fella, he takes so much to heart, you know. Well, you need to when you make that much money. You know, you know what I mean? You need to, you know, everybody wants to take it to heart, you know, to heart. You need to take it to heart. But that's a good fella, yeah. You know what I mean? And he sees, Lane, the defense ain't there. You notice every week he said, oh, come on, you know, the defense is stepping up. He knows we have no defense. He knows that. You know, and it's going to take Sean Payton back over there. We're gonna get a defense next year. What do you think?
The way I look at it is, we're gonna have. I see some younger guys who are making contributions. I think Spagnolia is starting to work his way back. You know, Spagnolia is starting to. I've seen some good things. I told you this. I called you at the beginning of the game, and I said that I've been noticing something. I don't know if you remember me telling you this. That you see the defense shifting more, reading the plays more, and you can see him, you know, being more proactive with the defense. I think a lot of that has to do with Vilma because of him being the leader of that defense and him being able to play.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact is, and here's the thing, this Saints team, this 2012 Saints team is very interesting. It's almost like a Ohio. You know how we had Ohio State go undefeated Saturday, but still not going to do anything because they were on probation. It's like the same thing with us. We're on probation, guys.
Yep.
It's like the same thing. No matter how good of a team this is, we're short so many things, and we were short so many.
Off season.
It was. I mean, he put us on. Yeah, he did, and he put us on probation. And,
that's right.
You know, which.
That's right.
It rode our ship. I mean, you cannot. I know we keep going back to this, but it's worth talking about to me. You cannot expect a team. I mean, these head coaches make $6-7 million a year for a reason, Dad. They earn their money somehow. You know, they're getting. You know, all heard was all Breeze can handle it. Well, if that's the case, if the Saints, let me tell you something. If the Saints this year would have dominated and did as if Sean Payton wouldn't have been there, that would have been bad for head coaches. Because it would have looked as if, well, shit, if that's the case, well, we don't need coaches. You know what I mean? If that's the case, we don't need coaching.
A very, very lot more to all that.
Right.
You know?
It's...
I was just trying to read real quick. Paper. It said that backup that we had only been playing for 4 days.
Yeah.
Breeze coming in.
Well, the thing is, he was on our practice squad. We let him go. Yeah, he was on our practice squad. We let him go. And then when old boy got hurt, Brown, whatever.
Robinson.
Robinson was the. I'm talking about the first one that got hurt. Robinson was the one. He was the second string. Robinson was taking Williams' spot or Brown's spot. I get them confused. And when he got hurt, they knew, hey, we were bringing another guy. And you know what was sad is if something would have happened on the line to him, we would have been in a bind.
It's not a good thing when your third right tackle goes down in the first quarter. I felt like Will Robinson did a good job. I felt like the pressure started to come in the fourth quarter, and we were
we just heard Breeze say that.
The field pass. Yeah, you know what I mean? No, I'm reading what real quick. Now I'm going into the Saints deal. You know, he tried. It's just not a good thing. We killed
that's Will Robinson.
Saying this.
You don't remember? He said that on the press conference.
Yeah.
What you're reading. Like, I remember him saying that. Here's the thing. San Francisco, going back to coaching, they seen, when we were handling them on the left side. We were handling Alderman and Justin Smith. We were locking them down. You know what? Let's go after that third string guy on the right side.
And you called me when that's been, and y'all, it's been a long time. Me and Lane ain't watched a Saints game together. We couldn't. Yesterday, you know, he had plans, I had plans. But he called me. He said, did you see it? I said, yep. He said, they just moved them on the other side.
And it was a smart move by Harbaugh.
Yep.
It was a smart move, and I honestly, it goes back to coaching. You know, we look at, I said Harbaugh, the defensive coordinator. I can't think of his name for San Francisco, but I say this time after time after time. When you play in a great defense, San Francisco has our. You know what? Hats off. I'm not gonna be. This San Francisco team came into the Dome after we were in a revenge. Y'all can all say what y'all want. This was a revenge. You called it at the beginning of the week. Saints were after revenge in this game. For San Francisco to come into the Dome when the Saints were hot and do what they did to us, this is a good football team, Dad.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm not afraid to say this is a good football team. Yeah.
Hey, two of them went down, called it off. I'm trying to think of their name, but one is out for the season.
Yeah, for the 49ers, Williams.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carl Williams.
I heard on the radio coming back.
Yeah.
The one's out. He's done.
Yeah, Carl Williams, the punt returner.
Yeah.
And what's interesting about him is he was the guy that, if you remember right, from the NFC Championship, after they beat us, he fumbled. He's the reason why they didn't go to the Super Bowl. He fumbled 2 big returns, and his family was threatened. He was threatened, like 10 people threatened to kill him. I'll never forget this.
Dang.
Him and his family. Oh, yeah. He kept him out of the Super Bowl. Yep.
Wow.
But I think on that note, let's go ahead and probably take a break.
Yep.
I think that would be a good move. Let's take a quick break. I think we're going to come back and talk some more Saints and NFL, because I still got a lot more to talk about this game. I know you do. Let's keep things rolling here on Cajun Sports Radio. It's a quiet, Monday, but we're going to get this back going. By the way, Saints fans, you don't have to wait long. We kick it back off Thursday night at 7:30. So football will be right back at us. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio. Please, guys, it will be available either later tonight or early tomorrow morning. Check out the great new website. It's unbelievable. cajunsportsradio.com. Dad, we'll be right back.
Okay, good deal, Lang.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio. Hosted by the Cajun himself, Lane.
Hey, it's Lane from Cajun Sports Radio, and right now we have to talk about Best Bike ATV. This is something that you need to know about. Best Bike ATV is a full-service mechanic shop, locally owned and operated, specializing in the repairing of most ATVs, dirt bikes, and motorcycles. They sell a full line of aftermarket as well as factory parts and accessories. They have a factory-certified mechanic on duty at all times. They are an authorized high lifter, Gorilla, STI, and ITP dealer. They are located on Highway 1 in Echo, Louisiana, about 7 miles north of Marksville. Their operating hours are Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Visit their website at www.bestbikeatv. Contact them at 318-597-9022. Once again, www.bestbikeatv.com. 318-597-9022. You're going to want to check them out. You will be very impressed. Tell them that Lane from Cajun Sports Radio sent you. Thank you.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio, hosted by the Cajun himself, Lane.
Shake that body. Shake that body. Shake that body.
All right, we're back here at Cajun Sports Radio, and once again, I hate to keep aggravating y'all. We just played the Best Buy KTV commercial. Check them out at bestbuyktv.com. And please, later tonight, it should be up. It's not up yet now. It takes a while for it to show up. cajunsportsradio.com, the new site. You will be impressed. Dad hasn't even got a chance to look at it. All right, let's get back. I'm telling you, it's a good site. I think it's going to open us up to another fan base. But here we go. Back to the Saints 49er debacle. Okay. Bottom line here. Let's talk. I know what you want to talk about, so let's talk. Let's have an. I want to argue with you for a little while. Let's go back to that first half when we picked off Colin Kaepernick right before Breeze threw that pick. There was about 30 seconds left. We had 2 timeouts. Do you really think we should have been running the ball there?
You're gonna bring it back, and you're gonna try with me again, huh? That's right, yo. I really believe I would have played conservative. But why? You playing the 49ers, man. Go in the half. Get out. You don't matter. Just if you can't kick a field goal, go into the half. Because they were getting the ball back anyway.
But that's the thing.
When you have a 14-7 lead on a team like the 49ers, again, we weren't playing, no offense, the Raiders or whatever, because I would have played conservative. And after Henderson missed that long pass, well, he caught it, but he got out of bounds, I'd have said, whoa, let's go in the half and regroup. And I ain't the only one that thinks that. A lot of people at Week said the same thing.
That's questionable.
John Bell had the same thing to say. He said, I would have went into half.
But here's the thing. No, hold on. What are you trying to? Here's the thing.
Yep.
You really said something that you kind of eating your words here. You said we're playing the 49ers. We're not playing the Raiders. Right when we picked that ball up from Colin Kaepernick, I promise on everything I said, all right, let's not give the ball back. I swear I had a feeling that he was going to throw a pick. I don't know why, but I had that feeling. But here's the thing. I just do not agree. I mean, I don't disagree with the play calling here. You have to try to put up. Look how close we were to field goal range. I look at it as the opposite way. Why would you play conservative? You're playing a good team. Keep your foot on the gas. I mean, you can't let up.
Well,
I just
on
think
that end, too, they would have called it. I'd have been all excited. And it's just, this is the way I look at it, y'all. And this is the bottom line. And I don't want to think this way or not. We had the 49ers, okay? Right after the 49ers, we got Atlanta. I said, well, we're playing home. We got to win one. Let's win the 49ers, get it over with. Please, I know it's going to be hard. We got Thursday night against somebody that you beat like 2 weeks ago, and they're going to be hungry. Instead of having one out of the way, I don't want to lose one back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm telling y'all, we got an animal Thursday night. I'm telling y'all right now. An animal.
Which, if any of y'all got to catch, that Tampa Bay game, what a game between Tampa Bay and Atlanta.
Oh, Tampa Bay stayed with them the whole game.
They did, and it was close. Atlanta won by 1 point, but they won. Atlanta ain't been winning pretty. They win in ball games.
Just like us in 2009. It went that way.
But
and we had a good team.
Yeah, we had a very good team that year.
We had a defense.
And we had our coaches.
Oh, yeah.
But this ain't 2009. This is 2012. And I don't know. I thought I'd say that. But you got Atlanta on the road after we beat them at home.
Wow.
in a short week. I tell you what, the Saints, and something I didn't like, and I'm glad I just realized this. I didn't like the Drew Brees press conference, how he started talking about, oh, well, we're going to win a bunch of games in the end. He's doing what I don't want him to do, and I don't want that team to do. They're starting to think ahead. Like, oh, we're going to win this one, and then you didn't hear him? We're gonna nod off. We're going to get us a bunch of wins before we get into the play. Breeze.
You better think ahead. That's when you said one game at a time, Breeze. I heard you say it.
They're clearly, yeah, you did hear me say it. Yeah, I did say that. Clearly, though, he's kind of starting to get away from that, right, Dad?
Yeah. No. Like we said when they started winning, one game at a time, y'all. One game at a time. But, I don't know. This loss here, because I wanted one so bad after last year, them knocking us out the playoffs. I wanted this one bad, my boy. I wanted this win at home bad. Really did. This is one that I didn't even watch last night, just like old time. I didn't even watch Sunday Night Football, yo. I just turned it.
You recorded it, though, and watched the first half.
Yeah. Hey, I was just discouraged, Lane. I wanted this game bad. We needed this game. You know, Saints needed this game, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, you got Seattle that lost. See, a lot of people don't look at it the way we look at it. You got to look at the football fans that know the game. You had Seattle losing, Tampa Bay. We win the hunt.
And actually,
we back in it.
And actually, though, them two losing actually still keeps us alive.
Yeah, exactly. But you still want, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. But to me, it keeps coming back to that hole we dug ourselves, and we keep talking about the same thing. But you dig yourself such a big hole.
Yeah.
To start the season, and then you put yourself into having to play your best ball late when your schedule gets tough. To me, it's too much to ask. The only thing I'm asking from this team this year, finish the deal. Give me a 9-7, 8-8 season. I'm not playoffs right now are not my thought process. It's about the Saints, finishing the season.
Yeah.
Breeze staying healthy, because some of the licks that he took yesterday.
He took some licks yesterday.
Yeah, he did. He definitely did. But here's another stat. Rushing yards. We've been stopping the run on defense. We didn't yesterday. We gave up 144, and we only ran the ball for 60 yards. We didn't run. We got beat by 100 yards in rushing. We're not,
No.
And
Did you get to hear Bobby Ebba yesterday?
Sure didn't.
Me either. I thought you usually catch all that. I didn't get to hear what he had to say.
But you look, I don't blame the Saints, though. You look at why they stopped running the ball. We were only averaging 2.5 yards a play. I mean, we weren't.
But after a while, Lane, it's going to break through.
Yeah, that's fine, Dad.
But I'm telling
you can't do that when you're down 14 points. Yeah, but you can't. That would have been fine if we would have been tied or up. But you can't rely on that when you're down by 14 points. You got to put some points on the board.
Well, we dug that hole. You're right. I know that.
You
we
can't
dug that hole when that 14 points. When that happened, you know how hard that is to come back with the 49 14 points? I knew what you feel. I knew what you feel right there. You can't dig that hole. We should have did that earlier.
No.
Here we go. We're going to argue about this. Y'all listen to this. Me and Lane has been arguing about this game since yesterday evening, last night. We said we weren't going to argue on the air. But
I didn't. I was ready to argue on there.
Well, but I know I sound like a broken record. I would have did it different, okay? I would have did it different, just like the LSU-Alabama game at the end. Like Bart said, 45 seconds, they blew the game. Everybody, well, yeah, that was their season. Guess what? LSU might be going to the Chicken Bowl. Come on back.
The Chicken Bowl. Chicken Bowls.
If they're lucky. But anyway.
It's the Chick-fil-A Bowl.
Chick-fil-A. I know. I call it the Chicken Bowl. You like that one, didn't you?
I love it.
Huh?
Which, by the way,
if they lucky.
Any more on, and we keep rolling. And by the way, real quick, not only did they lock down Jimmy Graham in this game, which he wasn't able to do anything.
Oh, they stopped them, huh?
If they stopped him, but they also, Darren Sproles, it seemed like every time he caught the ball, they were right on his behind. You notice that?
Man, they were ready for the match.
They were ready.
Oh,
And
God, were they ready?
And we both keep repeating ourselves, but that's when it comes down to no head coach. You know what I mean? They have no head coach. But look, we got some more NFL to talk, but I want to do something first.
Oh yeah, because we keep talking about the same thing. I know we got to get off of it because it's just one of them deals. This thing got beat on this one, and they got Thursday night to regroup.
All right, I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Let's go ahead and take a quick break, and then I'm going to run down the possible bowl projections. Let's go to college for a little while. Real quick, we're going to look at the bowl projections that I'm going to pull up. That's real simple. And how about that fighting Irish Notre Dame team getting it done Saturday night? And it looks like they will be in the national championship now.
Oh, yeah, they'll be playing Georgia, but we'll talk about it later.
All right, guys, y'all are listening to Cajun Sports Radio. Y'all listening to Cajun Sports Radio. Once again, we are brought to you by tonight and tonight only. We're brought to you by ourselves, cajunsportsradio.com. Later tonight, early tomorrow morning, go check it out. It's impressive. You can go on there. You can send me or Dad a message, and we'll get it. You can send us messages on there that we will answer on the show. You can contact us as far as merchandise situations. There's an About Me section on there. It's very high tech. Go check it out, cajunsportsradio.com. Later tonight, early tomorrow morning, it should be up. All right, guys, we're going to come back with some bold projections here on Cajun Sports Radio.
We don't have enough to eat. Shoe the children with no shoes on their feet. How's the people living in the street? Oh, there's a solution.
Smell the gumbo. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio.
Fly like an eagle, let my spirit carry me. I want to fly like an eagle till I'm free. Right through the revolution. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future. Time keeps on slipping, slipping, slipping into the future.
All right, we're back here on Cajun Sports Radio. We just took a quick little breather here. We are presented by Best Buy ATV. Don't forget about them. Go check them out at bestbikeatv.com. They got some good things going on over there. All right, Dad. Let's see what we can fan them up. Okay. Friday night we did a show. We talked about the Friday games, LSU and all that mess.
Yep.
Alabama played Auburn, completely blew them off the field, and it led to Gene Chizik, Auburn's coach, getting fired yesterday.
Yep.
No, he's gone. Georgia blew out Georgia Tech. Florida took care of business against Florida State.
That game I was surprised.
I think we all were.
Yep.
Clemson got destroyed, in my opinion, by South Carolina. Johnny Football and Texas A&M, which nobody wants to vote for a freshman. That's why he's probably not going to win. But he really made a case for his Heisman. He really did. He made a case to win the Heisman.
That's all for him.
Yes. Very good.
In fact, when they thought he was hurt, the whole stadium went. I watched the game. They went quiet. got him to the dressing room, everything okay. But hats off to him.
Yeah, very good season for him, and that team got hot late, didn't they?
Oh yeah.
Oregon won against Oregon State in that they call it the Civil War game, but what's bad for Oregon, them losing to Stanford, they're not going to be playing in a conference championship game, so they're done. Ohio State beats Michigan in what we call one of the biggest rivalries in sports. Ohio State finishes the season undefeated under first-year head coach Urban Meyer. But guess what? It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, but what a job he did.
What a
there we go.
excellent
That's
job.
coaching. That goes to show you right there.
Exactly. You had Notre Dame, and I know. I'll tell you what, Dad. Hold on, real quick. You know, everybody keeps saying Notre Dame ain't playing anybody. I'll show you who Notre Dame has played.
Yeah, I know Notre Dame play, but here we go, y'all. I guess it's hard to not with me and Lane, but they ain't play Notre Dame. They ain't play no speed. Notre Dame's slow.
Notre Dame.
You don't want to see Alabama and Notre Dame play because Georgia's going to take care of Alabama Saturday.
Notre Dame better pray for Alabama because they match up way better with Alabama. But let me tell you something. Hold on. They beat Michigan, handed Michigan. I mean, they look good defensively against Michigan. Good team. Purdue's no pushover. They took care of Purdue. Michigan State, they're all right. Stanford, who beat Oregon, they took care of them. Oklahoma. Now, to me, that was a big win. They blew Oklahoma off the field.
Yeah, but
I mean, USC. I mean, they got more quality wins, in my opinion, than Alabama
who's the
does.
quarterback again for Notre Dame?
Golston. He's a groid. Golston.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a red shirt.
That quarterback. You know that quarterback that signed for LSU. He second string, and then he changed his mind and went to Notre Dame. Right? Y'all remember that?
Right, and that's not. I thought that's not him. That's my mistake. He's actually a red shirt this year. That guy.
Okay.
That's my mistake. But tell you what, I'm so rooting for Notre. I want Notre Dame to break because you look at that team. I say this all the time. They play so fundamental. You have to be. You can't just be a kid that got lucky and was a good football player and go to Notre Dame. You got to be good. You got to be good in school. You got to be hard work. But you know how everybody wants a playoff in college football, which we are getting one starting next year.
I can't wait.
Well, guess what? We kind of have a playoff game Saturday because Alabama and Georgia are playing to see who goes to the national championship.
I want Georgia to win so bad.
It's not going to happen. Everybody keeps thinking Georgia's going to win this game.
Well,
I don't
it can't
see
be no worse than everybody saying Auburn might stay with Alabama. Man, I knew that was going to be a blowout. I knew that was going to be a blowout, but let me tell you something. I keep saying it. Georgia can beat Alabama, y'all. You heard it from Coyote. Georgia could beat them.
Oh, they definitely could beat them, Dad. I'm not saying
They,
that,
they're
but,
going to be home crowd. They're going to be home crowd.
True. Well, technically, yeah. But, they do still have to have the tickets.
Oh, I know. But
I had to argue. I'm ready. I'm just ready tonight.
Yeah, they just like real quick. I don't want to put on LSU. I heard something today. The old boy called in on some y'all coming home there. Said, you got to, everybody, because they were hammering them. Oh, the fans. A lot of them were hammering LSU with this, the expectations, this. They said, you got to look at Mettenberger. He come out there his first year. He come out there. Everybody thought he was going to do this. You got to understand. This is his first year.
That's what I've been saying.
He's trying. He's doing this. You got to give it to him. The old boy said, "Well, how about Johnny, man? The football. It's his first year." That caller didn't know what to say. Do y'all understand what I'm talking about here?
Yeah. And
he said, "Well, what about, Johnny Manziel?"
But you can't compare. Yeah, but you can't compare.
They were
he's
talking
not even
about
the same
why
league.
LSU cannot produce a quarterback. But anyway, I ain't gonna get on LSU and all that. I'm not even gonna go there.
Let's quickly do some bowl projections. Which, by the way, Florida was hoping for Notre Dame to lose Saturday night because if they're gonna get a BCS game, Florida. But if Notre Dame would have lost, they would have had a chance at a national championship. But they didn't. So.
The way Miles thinks today, he said that we could still get in there. I don't know how, but he said
it's impossible. No, it's over.
I know that. We all know it.
Which
His press conference was he still thinks that maybe he can get in there somehow. I don't know how. And Mettenberger, his words was, as of last week, he actually thought he was going to play for the Heisman this year. Y'all want to laugh? That's exactly what everybody thought. He was going to play for the Heisman. Who's going to get the Heisman now?
Hope y'all are enjoying the replay of Monday's show, or last night's show. I want to remind everybody to check out cajunsportsradio.com. Leave comments right in the guest box. We really appreciate all of the feedback. Got an article on there from the Saints lost to San Francisco. Very interesting article. Check it out on cajunsportsradio.com. You're tuned in to Cajun. But yeah, once again, you're listening to Monday's replay with Coyote and Lane. So, I want to thank everybody for listening here on Spreaker.com. And update, yeah, that's right. I came on here for a reason. We got a blowout by Indiana, who's for real. They're winning 83-53 against North Carolina. Number one team in the country for a reason. And how about this? Here's the main story that I wanted to report on. Les Miles was offered $27.5 million over 5 years from Arkansas. Is that not correct? Arkansas was offered Les Miles a $27.5 million 5-year contract. They made a serious offer, a source told the newspaper. This is the Times-Picayune that reported this. Joe Oliva is in meeting with Miles' agent and the discussion is ongoing. Miles' agent, George Bass, dismisses the report, telling the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette there's nothing like that going on. Wow, what a big story. This is just breaking, by the way. The former Arkansas athletic director Jeff Long announced Saturday the school would not be bringing back John L. Smith. The former Michigan State Louisville coach was hired from Weber, so yeah, we knew all that. LSU Sports Information Director Michael Bonnet told the paper that Miles didn't have anything to say about this. Is Les Miles going to Arkansas? This is very interesting. A few Louisiana fans that aren't really disappointed by this. I wish Dad was here. I know he wouldn't be disappointed to hear this because he's never been a big Miles backer. That's a lot of money, though, $27.5 over 5. But you got to admit, if it came down to money, if LSU really wants to keep Miles, LSU's got more money than Arkansas does to spend. So that'd be a crazy thing, though. Miles going to a rival school like that. We'll see where that story develops, and we'll have more on that as we're back live Friday night. We'll see. But once again, I'll let y'all listen to the great show we had Monday, which you were already doing when I interrupted y'all. But what a story. Les Miles offered to go to Arkansas. Arkansas offering almost $30 million, well, $27.5 million over 5 years. What's that come out to? A little bit more. He's more than what he's making now. Of course, they wouldn't even have offered him anything if it wasn't more than what he was making. We'll see what happens here. I wonder what the Arkansas fans have to say about that. Why not? Let's see what the comments say. We have 7 comments on there. Alright, guys. This may seem stupid. This is a comment from Memphis Fan 369. Alright, guys. This may seem stupid, but this amount of money would make Les Miles the highest paid coach in college football, beating Nick Saban. He will at least consider it and use it as leverage for a pay raise at LSU. I agree with that. Arkansas fan A Daddy says, I think we could do better. Wow, big story here. But once again, Les Miles offered reports. This comes out of the Time-Picayune out of New Orleans. Les Miles offered a contract from the Arkansas Razorbacks, a 5-year, $27.5 million contract, which would make him the highest paid coach in college football. He denies it. Too big of a story for this not to be true. We'll see where this goes. We're going to see how badly, this is when these new coaching changes start to happen between the end of the season and the start of the bowl season. We'll see how badly LSU values him, because if these reports are true and he really is interested in Arkansas, you best believe that LSU's going to have to come up with some money. Which, like I said a while ago, if it comes down to a pissing match between LSU and Arkansas, LSU's going to win. They have more money. They're a bigger school than Arkansas, but we'll see. We'll definitely see. Alright, I'm going to let y'all finish listening to last night's episode and close things out. You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio, presented by BestBikeATV.com and www.cajunsportsradio.com. Thanks for listening.
Smell the gumbo? You're listening to Cajun Sports Radio, hosted by the Cajun himself, Lane.
That's exactly what everybody thought. He was going to play for the Heisman. Who's going to get the Heisman now, my boy? Who's going to get the Heisman this year?
I think Tayel, the guy, that linebacker from Notre Dame, who's unreal, that Tayel or whatever his name is, he had some big plays. All right, now, there's a couple of games that they have us projected in.
Something else they did say today. It makes a difference about traveling and expenses and who eats at restaurants, who spends the money. That's going to help LSU.
It's got to do with conference standings. It's how you finish.
I'm just letting you know what that talk show said. It does have a lot to do.
That's BCS, Dad. But when it comes to non-BCS, they have to go by how you...
It don't matter. It's all about who's going to spend that money.
I hate to disagree with you, but if that was the case, then teams like Louisiana Tech and Boise State would never be invited to bowl games.
Yeah,
because they're not.
I understand.
It's conference standings, Dad, when it comes to these non-BCS bowl games. All right,
Louisiana Tech, they lost at the end there. They tried.
They have no defense. No defense. But yeah, you're right. Oh, by the way, you remember how you were talking about Louisiana Tech's coach being up for a job? Yeah. It's not the Tennessee job he's up for. It's the Auburn job that he could be up for.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. They messed up on the paper on that, but
Oh, okay. Tennessee coach.
Here's the thing. One of them could be the Chick-fil-A Bowl against Clemson. That'd be an ACC versus SEC matchup.
Oh, wow.
Then you would have the other one. Whoa. The AT&T Cotton Bowl against Texas.
They looking for LSU to go to the Chicken Bowl this year. And that's sad, but they're looking for them to go to the Chicken Bowl. You know, let them go. And you know what? They're going to pack it. And the people going to travel. They're going to spend that money. And everything going to forget about everything. Ah, well, you know.
It looks like Louisiana Monroe's probably going to get a bid in the AutoZone Liberty Bowl against Tulsa. They're either going to play in that one, Dad, or they could play, well, no, that's about where they have them looked at. And then you got Louisiana Tech, who it looks like they could end up playing, possibly. How good would this be? Now, here's a possibility. There's a possibility that Louisiana Tech and UL Monroe could play each other in the Independence Bowl.
Would that be huge? Right there in Shreveport.
And that I could see that happen. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened.
Yeah, I like to go see that one, but no, that's during the week. We couldn't go do it.
Then there's also a possibility of Tech's going to play in the Independence Bowl, 9 out of 10, from what I'm seeing.
They won't get something better than that?
That's actually, Dad, for that type of school, the Independence Bowl is actually a good bowl for them. For a smaller school like them, I know it's not a big deal for LSU. I do agree. It's a laughing stock for a school like LSU or A&M, but that for a small school like Tech or UL Monroe, that's big money for them.
Really? Good deal.
And then you got Louisiana Lafayette, guess where they're going? They're going back to the New Orleans Bowl. They are. It's a done deal from what I'm hearing.
Good.
They're going to play Rice in the New Orleans Bowl, what it looks like.
Boy, that used to be a big deal when LSU and Rice would play. I don't know. Y'all don't remember that, y'all. That was a big deal. When LSU and Rice would play. Yes, it was. When I was younger. I don't know why. It was. You know what Rice is out of, right?
Somewhere in Texas. El Paso?
Right out of Houston. Some little town out of Houston.
They're known for baseball, right? Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Rice got a good baseball team. Just like Kentucky, they're known for basketball. Rice got a real good baseball team. They done beat LSU before. Oh, yeah.
Really?
Many times. Oh, yeah.
Now, it looks like Florida, that team we were talking about earlier from the SEC, it looks like they're going to play Oklahoma, and they're going to get that Sugar Bowl bid. And they're going to play Oklahoma, which ought to be a dandy. That ought to be a dandy of a game. In New Orleans. In New Orleans, yeah. In New Orleans.
Travel, you see, expenses, motel rooms, restaurants. What do you know how to do it, Joe? Get that team out of there to get them in, you see.
Well, the way it goes, and I'm doing this because I'm in a mood to argue, but it's by how you think. Okay, Sugar Bowl always likes to take the SEC. The first thing for them is to take the SEC champ. But when the SEC champ is involved in a national championship, then they take the second best, which would be Florida. I'm just telling, but
you don't think LSU could get in there somehow? The way Miles thinks that he still could pull it out. I don't know how.
LSU, and you can mark this down, that Lane from Cajun Sports Radio will shut down his show and never do a show again. LSU will not play in a BCS bowl game. It's impossible.
Oh, no, they're done. They're done. That's what it just can't happen. I'm trying to think of how. It just,
there's no scenario.
It was a tough day for LSU Sunday morning because, like I said, the Alabama game, the Florida win, LSU hope
Notre Dame
were done. Yeah. They were done. Notre Dame over USC. Where do you think Texas A&M's going to go, Lane? Where do you think they're going to go?
Capital One. That's where it looks like they're going. They're going to go. They're going to play Michigan, which, guess what? That's a big marketable game. You figure they play Michigan, you got the two running quarterbacks playing each other.
Yep. Where's the Capital One in Texas?
Orlando.
Oh, Orlando. Okay, which is the one? There's so many, but which is the one in the big stadium, Oregon?
That's the AT&T Cotton Bowl, which LSU might end up playing in.
No, we're going to the Chicken Bowl.
Well, one of the projections is that they could end up still in the Cotton Bowl, the Chicken Bowl. It's looking like we're going to the. I'm telling you right now, 9 out of 10, you are right. They are going to end up in the Chicken Bowl against Clemson. That's probably 9 out of 10.
Where at?
That's in Atlanta, the same places that where Atlanta plays and where
Georgia,
the SEC
the same place we
championship.
playing Thursday. Yeah. See, LSU fans will travel again. It's all about the restaurants, the motel rooms, you know. And that's what I'll be honest with you. That's what Bart and Smoking, but the LSU talk show said the same thing. They look at that too.
Yeah, we don't know. What are you trying?
Yeah.
The thing is, because you look at one of the projections, they got Georgia going to the Chick-fil-A, and it's because if you think about it, if Georgia gets blown out by Alabama,
That's true, huh?
we would leapfrog Georgia because we would both have 2 losses, and they would have a worse loss. You see what I'm saying? Our
You
2
right,
losses.
Darlene. Good call on that one, my boy.
You look
I
at
never
LSU's.
thought about that one.
Look at LSU's 2 losses. Both of them come to top 4 teams.
That's right.
Alabama, Florida. Well, Georgia would have a loss to Alabama, who's 2, and the loss that really kills them would be that South Carolina loss. That's what would really kill them. And we beat
That's
South
what
Carolina.
really knock it out, huh?
Right. Which, honestly, it looks like it's going to be print your schedules out, folks. It's going to be an impressive bowl. There's about 60 of these bowl games that nobody's going to want to watch. But, hey, you're going to maybe get the chance to watch some of these Louisiana teams.
I like to see Louisiana Tech in their independent Freeport Bowl.
I hope that they end up playing UL Lafayette in that game. Or UL Monroe.
Tell you what, remember the beginning of the year, y'all, UL Monroe had a good all the Louisiana teams.
They all had a good week.
UL and Lafayette, remember? They all had good runs.
You're right, Dad. You look at UL Monroe, UL Lafayette, Louisiana Tech. All 3 of them schools had
Hell of a
moments this
quarterback.
year.
The one from Monroe, oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
I watched him play twice.
Right. And you know what? What's impressive is all 3 of them had moments this year. Let's face it, Dad. You look at UL Lafayette. We're looking at a Florida team that's being talked about as a national championship contender.
They stayed to the end. To the end.
They should have beat them. You know what I mean? I mean, they should have beat them. Exactly.
They had them. They come off of that homecoming. A lot of people said they come off of that homecoming party.
Oh, they were drunk. Oh, yeah, they were hungover.
Well, yeah. That they come off the homecoming party. I liked it. A couple of people, too, that they talked a little bit. Going back to old LSU, I'm not picking at him. He said, but you know what? We never, every game was tight, and we didn't do this, we didn't do that. But if that's what everybody's satisfied with that record, it's going to be like that for years and years to come, and he's right. If that's what y'all satisfied with, and listen well what I've just said, if that's what y'all satisfied with, that's what's going to happen years to come. Because we don't want no more out of them. And you know what I'm talking about. We don't want no more out of them.
Here's my thing. This is why I don't like college football. This is what pisses me off about college football. The fact is, LSU has 2 losses this year. They're both to top 4 teams. But it's like they're still losses, so it's like even though LSU had a decent year, it's like if they're not involved in the BCS, which means who wants to play for these terrible bowl games? Nobody. I think the system is terrible.
We got to change
really
it.
is.
That's what
terrible.
That's what they did say today. They got to change it because it's not
Which
fair.
they're going to playoff next year.
I want to see the playoffs.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're going to playoff next year, but it's only a 4 team. That ain't gonna do anything. You know, that's gonna be the same. That's gonna be the same crap. It's only 4 teams next year. They're gonna have to, in my opinion, they need to go to a 16-team playoff. In my opinion, that would be fair. 16 teams. Let's play ball because, and tell you what, I tell you what, most of these bowl games are for the small schools. Do you really think LSU wants to play in the damn Chick-fil-A Bowl? You really?
The Chicken Bowl, Lane. Say Chicken Bowl.
It's called the Chick-fil-A, but I'll call it the chicken.
That's the way I look at it. That's what they deserve.
You're right. You're right.
You know, that's what they happy for. You know, that's what they deserve. The Chick-fil-A, the Chicken Bowl. But anyway, and it's no offense to people, no offense to nobody. They were 45 seconds away from being in the national championship against Alabama. That's what Barton then said. But anyway.
Yeah, I'm not a big Bart fan, but here's the thing. And we could talk about this till 1 o'clock in the morning, which isn't going to happen. But you have 2 close losses. This is what I like against the pro style. I'm not saying, believe me, LSU lost games that LSU at times looked terrible. In fact, what's interesting to me is in those 2 losses, they actually looked better than they did in some of their wins this year. LSU won sloppy in a lot of games. They should have lost. Let's be frank. They should have lost the last 2 weeks to Arkansas and Ole Miss.
One question, Lane, real quick. I hate to cut in front of you. I'm asking you a serious question. If the Honey Badger and the ones that didn't get hurt, like Blue and all, you think that would have turned the season around?
Yes, that's another
That's
thing.
what they
Injuries.
asked on it. That's what they asked today. One said no, one said yes. Definitely would have
Look at
changed
the
it.
injuries. That off the bat, we had offensive linemen that were down before the season started.
That's right. That's right. Thank you. I
But in my
need to ask you, just straight up, would have that made a difference?
Honestly, on the offensive side, with Blue, no. To me, what made the difference was the losses on defense.
That's
Because
what
y'all
they
can all
said,
say
right?
what y'all want about LSU's defense. It was just not up to par this year.
So
Look
the
at
Honey Badger
Alabama.
had a lot to do with it, huh?
He might have single-handedly ruined the season. That I can tell you this right now. If Les Miles would know what he knows now, I can promise you he would have looked the other way on this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
He would have looked the other way. Because let me tell you
That's
something.
what Yep.
This defense had no leadership.
That's right.
Look what Alabama. Come on, Dad. We were known for defense. You think
That's right.
last year? We had a good team last year. Come on, we had a national championship team last year.
Yeah, they beat
You
Alabama with that because they
It's something I said to
not the
somebody.
national
Think
championship
about
but
it.
during the year.
Last year, LSU beat everybody they played. Every single team that LSU played last year, they won. Think about it. They beat every single team that they played.
That's right.
But because the only loss they had was to Alabama, which they beat early in the year. This year, I kept hearing, oh, well, they'll still have a chance even after they lost. LSU and you, I have to give you credit. After watching LSU the first week against North Texas, you've seen that they didn't have it. I got to give you credit. You see, LSU did not have. Look at what Alabama. Like I will keep trying to say. Look at what Alabama was able to do in that game. Move the ball down the field that quick. Yeah, we lost games with the defense.
Yep. And they had it, Lane. We lost in 45 seconds, and I know they keep going back to me after the Alabama game. They just ain't played. The defense got even worse. It took a lot out of them. It took a lot out of them.
And you said it would.
Thing. I want to, y'all, real quick, I want to congratulate the LSU girls basketball team. They won that big tournament. They did good. They won the FIU Thanksgiving Classic.
Oh, good deal.
Oh yeah, that was a big tournament, man.
Which, by the way, speaking of LSU basketball, I seen the advertisement on ESPN. The boys are going to be on TV in the next few days. They're in a big tournament. The boys. So keep an eye out on that.
We ain't did that 76 to 69. That claimed an 800 all-time victory in the SEC to reach a milestone. They did good. They ended up playing. I'm trying to see who they played in that tournament. They had to win like 6 games. It was a huge tournament. So hats off to them. Congratulations.
Did the girls? What are they ranked? Are they a contender this year? The girls?
Oh yeah. I mean, I think they I'm looking at them to win the SEC. They got some good players. I like it was girls basketball too. Yeah, I'm a huge basketball fan too. I've been watching LSU boys. They 4-0. They've been playing on Cox for here. We finally got that over here, and they've been doing good. They learn how to shoot foul shots, and they would do better. But they 4-0 yeah right now. They ain't really playing no big teams yet.
Well, they got their hands full with that tournament they're about to enter, because I know they got the squads. But here's the thing. Not to cut you off, let's go ahead real quick. In fact, we're going to skip a break since it's getting late. Let's go ahead and run through the NFL scores. Any last comments on football? Which, by the way, we'll have plenty of time to talk more college football. But any last comments, Pop, before we go into the scores in the NFL?
Comments about college or the pro?
Yeah, college. Anything college.
No, not too much. I'm anxious to see that game. Well, I'd like to go see that game, the Alabama and Georgia game. But
which was weird about that.
Coaching. It's going to come down to coaching, and we know who's the best. He is the best. It's going to come down to coaching. I'd like to see Georgia pull it out.
I just don't see it happening.
No. It's not. I like to see it happening after Alabama lost against Texas A&M. I believe he probably locked himself in a room for probably 7 to 8 days and really watch film.
Beat the hell out of his wife.
Oh, yeah, to really come out and say, how did this happen? But people want to see them in Notre Dame. I don't.
That's big money. I'm going to tell you why they want to see it, because that's the two most popular teams in the country. But let me tell you something. The way I look at it is Nick Saban got another chance when Oregon and Kansas State lost. He looked at it as, man.
Miles is lucky. He's lucky.
Dad?
When it comes to,
He looked at it as like, okay, I got another chance. I'm not going to blow it. I'm not losing. I'm not letting this sucker go. Alabama will be in the national championship. And here's the bad thing, though, guys. That game is a 3 o'clock game. That's number 2 playing number 3, and it's that early in the day. I don't get how CBS. It's a 3 o'clock game.
Saturday evening?
Saturday at 3 o'clock Central Time.
On what channel?
CBS. I don't know how they didn't try to move that to prime time.
Oh, that's odd, Lane.
You could have broke in your new flat screen, Pop.
No, that won't be till next week, Lane.
Okay, here's the thing,
I didn't know it was going to be that early.
Yes. That is, and because really we ain't got that much to choose from next week. But I'm going to talk in Mr. Yodi and maybe us doing a show sometime Thursday or Friday. If not, we'll work something out. I'm going to have to, I don't know, we'll worry about that later. But let's get to some NFL. Let's get y'all ready for that Monday night, that Monday night game that we got coming up in a little while. For those of you who do want to watch it, I'm not going to lie. There's a possibility of me being asleep by half. But,
well, you regret, you keep saying about this game here. But I know one thing. I want Carolina to lose because, see, they beat us.
yeah,
Let's feel it. We beat Philly. So let's Carolina. If we're going to stay in the running.
Do you know what Carolina's record is? Carolina's 2-8.
Like twice, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, you're right. They won 2 games. I don't think we got any problems with Carolina. We're not going to have to worry about them. But all right, let's get down to brass tacks here on Cajun Sports Radio. Let's go to the money ball. Let's go with the big monies at the NFL. And we started things out on Thursday night. We told you all the scores from Thursday, but there's a man named Fireman Ed. You know who I'm talking about, Dad? He's a Jets mascot. He's always there. He's been the Jets mascot, he's not a mascot. He's like one of the most popular fans in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He's known for
just
wearing
like
a Mark...
the 49ers with the one that plays the banjo.
Correct. Well, he's actually more popular than him. This guy, over the last year, has worn a Mark Sanchez jersey to show that he's Mark Sanchez. Because Mark Sanchez's daddy is a fireman too. Well, he said it got so bad over the last few weeks with people starting fights with him when him and his Mark Sanchez jersey, that Fireman Ed is no longer Fireman Ed at the Jets games. He said he's done.
Really?
He's retiring. That's been a big story today. It's been all over ESPN. He said he will still attend Jets games, but not as Fireman Ed, not as the mascot. And this guy,
That's
the
a
type
shame.
of guy that people were starting fights with him, and it all started.
See, that's getting out of hand, that lane. That's getting out of hand. To
And
me,
you know how it all started because of the Tebow versus Sanchez. That's how it all started.
See, just like
the
if
man said-
they take the Elvis out of the Saints sometime with the LSU games. You know, the basketball game, the Elvis man, he's the same one that goes to the Saints game. You know what I mean? Why people, come on, guys.
Get it together.
Come on, yeah. It's just a game,
Fireman Ed is a legend. The man said,
Yeah.
Hey, Dad, he said, man, I'm tired. He said, everybody's starting fights with me. He said, promised him, he said, I can hold my own now. He said, I'm not worried about fighting. He said, I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh.
But poor Fireman Ed, he's a big-time NFL fan. Fireman Ed, get you a good flat screen, watch the games from the Alex. Here we go. Let's get to some scores.
I'll be having one next week. It's huge.
Okay, let's get to some scores. Vikings, Bears. Bears get the job done, 28-10. Big story.
Oh,
in this
Cutler
one.
come back, huh?
He did, Dad, and he looked good. Big story in this one was that Adrian Peterson was late for the bus ride to get to the stadium. He didn't show up till right before kickoff, and their coach said that it was really a thing that affected this team. I swear, he said in his Leslie
Really?
Frazier said that he fumbled a couple of times.
The Minnesota coach?
Yeah, he said, it didn't help the team, that he showed up. He was late for the bus ride. He didn't show up till right before kickoff. And Leslie Frazier
Come
wouldn't have
on,
it.
now how you going to be late? You know what I mean? That don't make no sense.
Didn't they won the road?
Yeah.
Raiders,
God
Bengals.
dang.
Raiders, Bengals. Now, by the way, to your credit, you are right. Cutler did come back, Dad, and they got the job done, and the Bears
He
continue
shined.
rolling. Now, Bears. Bengals, Raiders. Bengals get the job done, 34-10. Andy Dalton goes back. Carson Palmer goes back into his old playing ground and gets blown off the field. Oakland continues to struggle. And guess what? Cincinnati continues to win. Now, how about this game? It really shows how bad the Browns are. Because I'm going to tell you why. The Browns won this game 20-14 against the Steelers. But the Steelers turned the ball over, Dad. You ain't going to believe this. 8 times. And still almost had a chance to win the game.
Yep.
Still almost had a chance to win the game. You know that this Browns team is bad. That when the team turns the ball over 8 times.
8 times.
And you still almost lose.
How come we could get, unreal. But his schedule's like that. But with us, we got to claw every move we make. And if they don't make it, or the Saints, it still ain't easy.
Nope. Now,
why can't we,
here's the story in this next game. Andrew Luck and the Colts won 20-13. Andrew Luck rebounded, but the bigger story of this game was off the field. Now, if you might know, Chuck Pagano, their head coach, has been going through leukemia treatments, and they've been rallying around him. Well, the whole team shaved their head, and everybody around the facility has been shaving their head. Well, their lead cheerleader, and this was caught on tape live when it happened. Beautiful, Dad, this girl, beautiful. Lead cheerleader shaved her head on national TV to show that she was for the Colts. The Colts lead cheerleader shaved her head, and it was done on TV to show her respect for cancer patients. And you know what? The girl, it just goes to show you how beautiful the girl was. She still looked good even after she shaved her head.
Yeah, well, that was nice of her to shave that old head, yeah.
All right, now, we got a hot team, and people kind of aren't, it goes to show you how much a quarterback makes a difference. How about that Denver Broncos team? They didn't win pretty, but they got the job done.
They still pulled it out, huh?
Denver's rolling right
17-9.
now. They are rolling.
Yeah, hey, they stay with him, yeah.
Yeah, the Chiefs
Kansas
stayed with him.
City stay with him, but here you go. You know, same old saying. You know, again, it went that way.
Now, we were keeping an eye on this game as Saints fans. Seahawks Dolphins. Dolphins found a way to get it done, 24-21. Reggie Bush had a beautiful run in this game. He had a beautiful touchdown run. Now, the big story in this game was another off-the-field problem. Well, it was on the field. The sprinkler system, Dad. I don't know if you've seen this. Out of nowhere, cuts on.
I seen that.
Out of nowhere, just cuts on right in the middle of the game. It was a free deal.
Can you imagine?
The sprinkler system cut on this one.
Well, something happened with the timer somewhere.
Yeah.
That was funny, though.
It was hilarious.
Yeah.
And
one of my buddies at work said, I know this ain't true, but I want to rewind and catch it. They said, when Seattle called my uncle whenever he seen Bush, like he had a tear in his eye. He misses the old UFC days. I don't believe that, but...
He might have that. Because Reggie Bush had a good game. He really did. Let's get things rolling here. We're about to kick off Monday Night Football. Falcons, Buccaneers. Tampa Bay is a good football team.
Oh, yeah. They get better.
This is a good... Now, well
Tampa Bay got better since we played them. You know that, huh?
Yes, they did. And this was their first loss since they played us, if I'm not mistaken. And Atlanta had to fight for this one. But you know what? Atlanta is that team that finds a way to win.
Oh, yeah.
Find a way to get it done. And by the way, Atlanta one loss this year. Comes to New Orleans, but guess what? They get a chance to get that loss back. They get the Saints at home on Thursday Night Football.
Yep.
Jags, Titans. Jaguars take down the Titans. Who cares? 24-19.
Yeah.
Neither one of these teams are going to be playoff contenders. Now, here's this next game. This is our late games. Ravens, Chargers. Chargers had this game pretty much in the bag. Okay, and they were up by 3 points. Ravens had a 4th and 29. I don't know if you've seen the highlight on this. 4th and 29 and converted. It was the longest 4th down play ever converted. A 4th and 29. Ravens are another one of those teams that find a way to get it done. They take it to overtime, win the game.
Yep.
Rams, Cardinals. Another one of those games that really doesn't matter. But guess what? Rams found a way to get it done after rookie quarterback Brian Lindy, or Lindley, whatever his name is, for Arizona, threw some picks. 2 pick sixes, just like Breeze. Speaking of Mr. Drew Brees, 49ers and Saints got it on in New Orleans in an NFC divisional playoff rematch of last year. Well, Brees throws 2 pick sixes, and it was all written off there. 49ers 31-21. We done said what we had to say about this game.
Yep.
Let's move on. Sunday Night Football. Another rematch of the NFC divisional playoffs of last year. Green Bay, New York. Everybody was saying that New York is done. They're in a slump. They had a
Now, what
bye
I
week.
seen last night, the highlights, because like I told y'all earlier, I didn't watch the game. I was too discouraged with the Saints.
Well, you didn't really have to watch too much of this one to know that the Giants played ball. Aaron Rodgers did nothing. He didn't have time to throw the ball. Nothing. And the New York Giants took care of business there.
They're back. That's right. Just like last year. They start shining when it's time to shine.
And let me tell you something. Things are getting heated. Now, for those of you NFL fans and those of you who enjoy watching football, we got a game that's about to kick off in 5 minutes between Cam Newton's Carolina Panthers and what's-his-face's Philadelphia Eagles, because